Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Pageant Mag Philippines live sessions. Yours truly, once again, Francois is your pageant correspondent. So, once again, guys, I'll be alone tonight, and please do tune in and stay with me until we cross over the bridge. All right. So, we are still live on simultaneously rather on Facebook and of course on our YouTube channel. However, if you are new to our YouTube channel, please do subscribe and click the bell notification for more pageant updates. Please don't forget as well, guys, to follow and like our Facebook page. And we are also on Instagram and TikTok, so please follow us on all our social media platforms. Please, guys. Now, if you have any questions later for our tonight's guest, please don't hesitate to drop your questions down below at the comment section. All right. So I believe that you are all excited to meet and get to know our guest for tonight. So here we are. Our esteemed guest for tonight is another Miss Philippines Earth 2021 candidate hailing from Atimonan, Quezon Province. She is a 19-year-old and a fresh graduate with honors in senior high school from the University of Santo Tomas. She will be taking up medical technology at the same university as well as her pre-med course. All right. So she is a Phil Omani. So Filipina Omani. So Filipino Oman yon. But grew up in the Philippines since she was 5 years old. She won the title of Mutya ng Atimonan. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. She won the title of Mutya ng Atimonan last year. And so therefore, guys, please welcome our tonight's guest with a virtual applause once again. Give it up for Atimonan, Quezon Province's pride, Ameera Almamari. I hope I was able to pronounce her name properly. Hello,
Yeah.
Ameera.
Hello po, Sir Francois. Good evening to everyone who's watching.
Yes, good evening to you, Ameera. And how are you doing? Looking fresh.
Thank you. I'm doing fine. I'm a bit tired from the shoots, but everything is
Mhm.
amazing today.
Oh, that's great. That's really great to hear. That after all the busy schedule, the hectic schedule,
Yes.
still you can still find happiness and excitement, di ba? And still, di ba? Parang wala lang nangyari.
Yes. I'm just happy.
Diba? Full of joy. All right. So, I believe, Amira, that our introduction, that the introduction that I have just mentioned a while ago, is not really that enough to get to know you well. So, Amira, aside from those
Yeah.
what I have already mentioned, could you please tell us more about yourself and some interesting facts, if you may?
So some other things about myself. I am
Mhm.
currently not the sporty type, but before when I was younger, I actually used to love sports and I was a competitive taekwondo player and I really wanted to pursue it, but due to some health problems, I had to stop. So that was one of my first loves that I had to let go. And
Mhm.
secondly, I actually have an immense fear of the ocean, especially if you can't see
Oh,
what's under. But
oo.
ironically, my advocacy is the preservation of marine biodiversity. So it's a step for me to get over my fear. And another fact about me is, yes, is I have a younger brother. He's only 14 years old. And I'm hoping with
Mm.
all of my heart and soul that he becomes a model or artista kasi he's honestly more attractive than me.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's
really? Hmm.
yes.
Introduce him to me. Charot. Anyway, you mentioned a while ago what actually something like there's an echo. Yeah. All right. So what actually interests me with what you have just mentioned a while ago is that you mentioned that you are advocating for environmental biodiversity, correct? However,
Yes.
you have fear of deep oceans, right? Or deep waters.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I
my question
do.
is that can you swim?
Yes, I can swim, and I have dived in a few areas here. So, it's me getting
Mhm.
over my fear.
Oh, I see. So it's therapeutic in a way.
Yes, it is
Uh-huh.
actually.
Well, before we proceed, let me just greet or give a shout out to our viewers, especially to our Suki, our Laura Markey. How are you, Laura? Thank you so much for viewing once again, for tuning in with Pageant My Philippines once again. All right, so we already have a lot of supporters of you here. Oh my God, ang dami nila. So there you go. And Amira, are you okay? Naglag. All
Uh,
right, you're back.
yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, that's fine. It's happening, especially when the weather is that it's really very bad as well.
Yes.
Okay, ang daldal ko daw. Hello, Mark Xiao. Mark Xiao Uy is another Suki here. Okay, every night nakakasama ko sila. Oh my God. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Now, Amira, it was you mentioned that you just recently graduated in UST, right? University of
Yes.
Santo Tomas
Mm-mm.
with honors. Oh my
Yes.
God. How was that? How was the feeling?
Oh, I actually jumped with joy when I received the email that I got an
Mhm,
academic excellence award because I honestly wasn't expecting this because,
mhm,
I didn't expect studying at UST for senior high school would be as hard as it was. It was very stressful. I had a lot of sleepless nights, and honestly, sometimes I sacrificed some other subjects just to do the requirements for another major subject. And so getting with honors is, something big for me.
mm, and it's just interesting that you are taking up what was that, medical technology as
Medical
your
technology.
pre-med, yeah.
Yes.
um if in case that you finish medical technology and you proceeded to um proper medical
Mm-hmm.
proper, all right, so med proper rather. Hi Mayor.
Sorry
If in
about
case you
that.
proceeded to med proper,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what would be the specialization that you will be taking up
Oh,
that
I'm
you want to
actually still,
specialize with? Mm-hmm.
I'm still deciding on that because at first I wanted being to be a pediatrician, and then it
Uh-huh.
suddenly switched to general surgery and then family medicine. I'm just interested in the medical field. I want them all, but unfortunately I can't. So I'm still
Uh-huh.
deciding. But for now, I think I want family medicine.
I see. What's the difference of family medicine with general practitioner or pediatrician? Yeah, we all know that pediatrician is for children. However, the general practitioner to a family medicine.
I think they're the same almost because in family medicine, according to things I looked up, is
Mhm.
that we can handle from newborn, so giving birth until the oldest person. So I think they're the
Mhm.
same.
Oh, I see. There you go. What else? What else do you want to know about our esteemed guest? And but why have you chosen to join Miss Philippines Earth other than the rest of the beauty pageants in the Philippines, the national pageants in the Philippines? We have Miss World Philippines, we have Miss Universe Philippines. Of course, there's no screening for this year in Binibining Pilipinas um, due to the postponement of last year's edition. So why Miss Philippines Earth this year?
I like that the organization is very advocacy
Mhm,
driven kasi, and I
mhm,
think that it's perfect for my personality and for Atimonan, the town I can represent, which is, my province, because we have so much to offer. And I think
mhm,
that the platform that Miss Philippines Earth can give to me with regards to, reaching
mhm,
out to people and making a change, I feel like it's the best for me right now. And,
mhm,
with Miss Philippines Earth, I can really see that I'm making a change ever since we were announced that we are candidates.
mhm.
And I can't wait to share all of my projects with everyone.
Aside from that personal perspective,
Yes.
was there anyone as well who encouraged you to choose this or to join any pageant?
Yes, actually, our reigning Miss Philippines Fire, Shane Tormes, inspired me. Not because she won Miss Philippines Earth Fire last year, but
Mhm,
because she was actually my first mentor in Mutiana Atimonan. So she taught us how to do makeup. She taught us how to do, some slight pasarela. And so ever since then, we kind of grew a bond, like
mhm,
a sisterhood. And so seeing her join Miss Philippines Earth and finally get a crown really inspired me, and to see all of the projects here in Atimonan that she launched and for it to still
mhm.
go on until today, again, it inspired me to do the same and to launch more projects that can go on for years.
Impressive. Hi
Mhm.
Shane, how are you? And thank you so much for for facilitating this live session as well, Shane. Thank you so much, Shane. So shout out muna kay Shane. So, since you have already mentioned Shane, and that also leads me to my next question, which is, um, yeah, Shane won last year as Miss Philippines Fire. Is that a how shall we call? Ano ba? Nakalimutan ko tuloy yung isang tanong ko. Is that a pressure for you or somehow an inspiration instead?
For me, it's more of an inspiration. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
at first, there's some kind of pressure because she was really able to put Atimon in the spotlight for the first time in a national
Mm-hmm.
pageant like Miss Philippines Earth. But I
That's
don't
right.
get that. Yeah, it's a good pressure because I have mentioned this before that we are two different people and we have so much to offer. I have something different to offer from Queen Shane. She advocated for the mountains, and now it's my turn for
Mm-hmm.
the ocean. And I feel like it's a holistic teamwork and it's continuing a legacy rather than
Mm-hmm.
being pressured to win another crown.
Wow. Yes, Laura Marquis, it's Shane Tormes. Yeah, the pambansang best friend ng Binibining Pilipinas
Yeah.
2019. Yan. So, I think in order for us to get to know you more, let's play a game. That's what we call Have You Ever Had? So
Yeah.
it's a simplified or somehow modified Never Had I Ever.
Yes.
So we'll do it Have You Ever Had? Okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Have you ever had worn an oversized or undersized pair of shoes?
I have. I have.
Mm-hmm. Saan?
I have undersized pair of shoes actually right now because, pinaglumaan ko na yung sapatos and I don't like asking for new things. So I just keep wearing them.
Sa Tiis ganda.
Yes, actually.
Sentimental value din ko minsan eh, right?
Yes,
Mm.
true.
How about have you ever had sneaked out from home?
I have never, but I have sneaked out gala, like from school, ganon.
Di ba?
Oo.
Tapos pag uwi mo, bakit late? Ganon.
Na-traffic, ganon.
Daming dahilan pag nasa Manila.
Yes,
How about have you ever had wished to be a boy?
I have never.
Ay, talaga.
Yeah, I love being a
Contentment.
woman. Yes.
Contented siya.
Mm-mm.
Sana all. What about have you ever had a crush on your instructor or professor or teacher back in high school?
Not my teacher, but a teacher in my school in
Mhm.
UST. High school.
He was not your teacher, but he was a teacher in high school department. Correct?
Yes. Correct.
Diba? Why not?
Mm-mm.
Mm. Have you ever had worn your brother's clothes?
I have.
Hmm. Kumusta
Mm-mm.
naman?
It's fun. I actually buy him oversized shirts just so that I can wear his t-shirts. Kahit he's younger than me.
May purpose pala.
Yes.
May purpose pala yung pagbili ng oversized shirts.
Mm-mm.
Have you ever had sold your pre-loved items?
I have not.
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
Marami pang pera.
We just give them away.
Marami pang padala si mami at si daddy. Yan.
Hindi naman.
How about have you ever had fallen in love with your best friend?
Oh no. Off limits yun.
Oh, ayun. May tanong sila Muslim ka raw ba?
Yes, I am Muslim.
Yeah, Islam. Islam
Mm-mm.
to be a yeah, the proper term Marshall is Islam because Muslim is not actually a religion, it's Islam.
Mm-mm.
Ayun, Mark ha, learn from me. Joke lang, Joke lang, Mark. Nakapag-joke ako kay Mark. So, however, have you ever had eaten a chicken intestine or chicken isaw? This
Ah,
became
yes.
very trending siya recently, di ba?
Yes,
Mhm.
I have. I like isaw naman, but I don't eat it often.
Oo, hindi unhealthy naman kasi siya.
Yes. Mm-mm.
Pero masarap. Yeah.
Masarap,
Yeah,
yes.
eat once a week, joke. Mhm. Ito sabi ni Laura, have you ever had sparring sessions with a boy?
Yes, actually, bugbog talaga katawan ko after sparring sessions with boys who were bigger than me. But it only made me stronger. So, masaya naman.
Oh, kasi taekwondo player ka, right?
Yes.
Mhm. Hanggang saan ang inabot mo sa taekwondo when you were competing?
Unfortunately, I only went up to high blue belt. So, I was supposed to rank up to a red belt na. But due to health issues, my doctor said to stop na lang.
Pinakyaw
Mm.
niya po yung sa UST. Di ba? Okay. Hindi siya boxer, Mark. She's a taekwondo. Okay. So, reserve your questions, guys, as we will definitely be asking those during our in-depth interview with her. All right. So let's just finish this. Have you ever had too much fun at a party?
I've never been to a party as much as I remember. So, no.
Namamakyaw po sa isawan yan.
Uy! Hindi naman.
Buko. Binubuko niya naman. Binubuko niya
Kaya
naman,
nga eh.
guys. Anyway, so hindi ka pala party goer, no? Hindi ka pa
Oo. None of my group of friends din mga party
diba?
goers. So, yeah.
Good girl. Have you ever had tried cutting classes?
Ano, pero during online classes, I admit I sleep during online classes. So kung cutting yun,
That's sort of cutting na kasi nga
ayan,
tinatulugan mo siya.
ayan.
Ayan daw, oh, mahilig ka daw sa nuggets. Nuggets ko na. Anyway, so let's move on. This is gonna be the last. Have you ever had? Have you ever had fallen asleep with your gown and shoes on?
I think I have, probably in a van somewhere. Yeah.
Hindi pa nagbibihis, hindi pa
Oo.
naglilinis. Well,
Mm.
that's understandable kasi nga 'di ba parang kumbaga on your way home na yun after ng ano
Yes.
parang nakapack up ka na. So, yeah, that's
Opo.
fine. Pero yung matutulog ka talaga on a bed, ganyan, that's definitely different, 'di ba? Parang ano na nga ba tawag doon? Parang nawalwal ka na.
Yeah.
Alright, hindi siya party goer pero umuubos siya ng cheesecake kahit expire na. Well, yung expiration naman ng food, may ano pa yan, may 6 months allowance pa. So,
Yes.
okay pa yun kainin. Ano ba kayo? Parang yung chocolates, ganyan. May 6 months allowance yan. Kahit na, best before naman kasi eh.
Opo.
Ano ba kayo? Ako nang nagde-defend kay Ameera.
Thanks.
Ayun. Now, Amira, I think that's more than enough to get to know you. So, you see, guys, she's very relatable. She eats isaw. She eats expired cheesecake. So, I think, diba, that's very normal to everyone. Natatawa siya. Now, Amira, I think we'll be talking about some social issues in here and some environmental issues.
Mhm.
Okay. What do you want to talk about first? Social issue or environmental right away?
Let's start with environmental na lang po.
Environmental.
Yes.
Okay. So, Amira, as of the moment, I know that coal plants is one of the issues right now
Mhm.
in Atimonan. Okay.
Yes.
What's your stand on this? How
Oh,
does it affect? Yeah, let's talk about it. How does it affect your municipality? And yeah, give us your stand on this particular issue.
I am actually against the building of the coal plant here. Thankfully, it hasn't been built yet, and I don't think the groundbreaking is done yet. And there are a lot of peace environmental groups here, and even the church here in Atimonan who are against the building of this coal plant because non-renewable sources like that can release a lot of pollutants in the air, and not only that, also the wastes go to the oceans, and that affects my advocacy. And I don't only care about it just because it affects my advocacy, but it's the fish we eat, it's the livelihood of the people, the air quality
Mhm.
here. And so hopefully, all of these movements that are being done and these protests of the peace environmental groups here will push through and to stop the building of the coal plant here.
Yeah, because the coal waste can definitely poison the
Yes.
biodiversity, especially the fish,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And it so happened that Atimunan is a coastal
Yeah.
municipality. So, mahirap talaga. I
Mahirap.
couldn't agree more. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And hindi lang yung ano hindi pinaka-affected talaga diyan ay ocean.
Yes.
Tapos yung yung air pollution dahil sa coal.
Yes.
By the way, there are some clarifications that we wanted to know about coal plant about the processing in coal plant industries. Can you tell us if you have any idea on how this could really affect the biodiversity and of course air pollution and all?
Or
Mhm.
I don't have the specifics of, what are the poisonous wastes or what are their chemical names. But as far as I know, with these not factories, with these plants, they
Mhm.
release whenever they have churn energy for electricity and all of that. They release, since they burn the coals, they release, of course, carbon dioxide in the air, which is a
That's
pollutant.
right.
And although I'm not so sure about how the liquid waste seep into the water, but um,
Mhm.
through research and studying it in school, I know that there are poisonous chemicals that seep into the waters. And even though not directly into the water, the land, and then tsaka
Yeah.
siya pupunta sa tubig. And so it's really dangerous even if we say they will build it far away from the coastal area. It's still very dangerous for everyone who's living in Atimonan.
Yeah, that's right. Kasi nga, parang ano pa rin yun, magsisip pa rin talaga from, yeah, from deep within kasi, especially kapag ka nakahanap na siya ng small bodies of water
Yes.
and flowing talaga through to the ocean or rivers. That could definitely the how shall I, the living anong tawag doon? The
Creatures.
living things, the living
Yes.
creatures in the water. Yeah.
Mhm.
Diba?
Okay.
Bongga. Ayon. Okay. What about mining? Is there any mining industries in Atimonan or in Quezon in general?
In Atimonan, there are no mining industries, and
Mhm.
as for the provinces I visited, provinces. As for the other towns I visited in
Municipalities, yeah.
Atimonan, yeah, I haven't heard of any mining industries, and I visited the mountains here as well. There are no records of mining places here, so thankfully wala naman.
Okay. However, this has been one of the issues recently that's affecting the environment, especially in Mindanao area, in the Mindanao region. Um, well, in Siargao, well, in Surigao, I think. So there's a big mining industry in Compostela. So how do you? What's your stand about this movement that they are doing right now?
As for the mining industries, I'm not completely against it because I do know that, we can benefit from the minerals that are being extracted, and it's also an extra livelihood for the people. Although I do think one way that we can address this situation is to, have tighter ordinances and implementation so that we won't overmine and we won't actually damage the environment, and we can only stay in the boundary that we create so that,
Hmm.
we won't crash down the mountains and not only damage the mountains but also the people who are living below them.
Yeah, that's right. And what we have to consider as well is the responsibility and accountability whenever we cut down trees due
Yes.
to mining, di ba? And of
Mm-mm.
course, ang ano kasi ang problema kasi sa isa sa pinaka-problema sa mining is soil erosion. So, we hope we can be able to do something about that, guys.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, ang daming baon na tanong ni Sir Franz Sotonet. Hindi naman masyado, Marky. Hindi naman masyado. Maraming tanong here actually. So let's try to pull some questions in here. Okay.
Okay.
Dalawa pa lang yung social issue na environmental issue na pag-usapan namin. So
Mm-mm.
let me just try to read back. Okay. Magba-back read lang ako rito. Let me just back read this one. Here we go. There's a question here coming from Henry Misahon Season Arimas. Okay. What is the role of the youth towards the future development of our country? Why?
The role of the youth, actually, I think we are the future of not only this country, but the whole world and society because, we are breaking toxic cycles. We are breaking free from stereotypes and prejudice. And we are fighting against these, oppressors and unjust systems like, pressing issues like racism, even colorism here in the Philippines, like minor issues that, affect how we see beauty, how we see women, and how we
Mhm.
see, the role of the youth in society. And so I think that if the youth, which we are already doing it, can band together and, ask for accountability from the perpetrators of the system, let us say the people in power, the people
Mhm.
who empower the capitalism, if we ask for accountability and demand for change and just use our tireless persuasion, then we can definitely make a change and we can actually reshape our future.
Oh, 'di ba? What else can I say? However, that's true, 'di ba? But of course, we have to consider as well the behaviors of the youth as of the moment. Yeah.
Mhm.
And well, sabi nga nila Gen Zs are very ano nga bang sinasabi sa mga Gen Zs?
Uh, um, a lot of terms I hear are sensitive.
Self-entitled.
Yes,
Yeah.
self-entitled
Yeah,
also.
so this is very common. Gen Zs are very self-entitled this time. So, nangyari kasi, 'di ba, kapag ka very self-entitled ang mga Gen Zs, nawawala yung self-responsibility and yung social responsibility in general. So, perhaps this is a call to all the youth as well that regardless that you are called as Gen Zs, no, you have to make use of what you have right now. You have to make use properly. You have to make use in good.
Mm-mm.
Okay, not to make things, not to make the antithesis or antithesis as norm. Okay. My God, saan ko nakuha yung antithesis na yon? Another question coming from Kaloy Ricamora Omana. So if you're given a chance to choose between beauty and brain, what will you choose and why? Wow. This was actually asked by Gloria Diaz
Yes.
in in Binibining Pilipinas and in Muchanang Pilipinas. All right. So your your opinion on that. Which one will you choose?
Personally, I would choose brain because beauty is subjective, and the ideal beauty changes with every decade, and so I don't think
Uh-huh.
I need to adhere to beauty standards, because if I do feel like I'm beautiful in myself, in my skin, then I would be contented with that. And I know that with the brains, with intelligence, I can use that to make a change. I can use that to connect with people and not just glam them with my beauty.
Wow! Oh, 'di ba? Ay, is this real? Hi, Mayor Ticoy Mendoza. Thank you for
Hi,
watching, Mayor.
Mayor.
Oh my God. Thank you for watching, Mayor, na ano ako, na pressure ako.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah. Oh my God, naloka ako rito. Anyway, bef- there's actually another question in here coming from your, well, from the people you know. Okay, so let me just pull that up. Here's the question.
Hi Amira, Miss Atemonan. I hope you're doing well. This is Nathan Season, a university lecturer. And my question is going to be very simple. I just really want to know your honest thoughts about the subjectivity of beauty pageants. Why is it most of the time or all the time we only get to elect one winner despite the so many gorgeous girls, so many deserving, equally as talented, equally as smart women competing in a pageant? Why is it that we only get to give one main title all the time? I want to know your thoughts about it.
Very
Yeah.
takot ba yung sound?
Oh, I was surprised. Thank you, Kuya Nathan. But I'll start answering the question. I do agree that, beauty pageants are subjective to some point. But I think with regards to giving the crown to only one person per year per pageant, it boils down to a lot of factors. We have the judge's preference. We have how much she has shown in that competition to make
Mhm.
her deserve that crown, and also destiny. And I don't think just because you didn't win the crown this year, you don't have the chance to win the crown next year. Maybe it's just not your time, or maybe someone had worked harder that year and someone else saw that hard work, and someone
Mhm.
else thought that for this year, you are the perfect person to represent the organization. You're the perfect person who can connect to other people. And so it's fine that there's only one girl winning a crown every year. But again, I don't think that beauty pageants right now just rely on beauty. Beauty pageants have transcended that. And we can see that with everyone who has won crown in the past years.
Perfect. So yeah, that's actually correct, no? And well, one reality is a competition. So
Yes.
it couldn't be considered as competition when everyone gets the title.
Yes.
So as simple as, in my own opinion, that's as
Mhm.
it's explained as simple as that. That
Yes.
it's a competition per se. So
Mhm.
therefore, there could be only one best among the rest.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Ayun. Thank you so much, Mr. Nathan, for that wonderful question. Wonderful question. Ayun. Ayun. So, thank you so much, Mayor, for tuloy na suporta.
Thank you, Mayor.
Please palike naman, Mayor, ang aking page. Joke. Just kidding. Yan. All right. So let's move into our next topic in here. So we have in here climate change.
Mhm.
All right. So first off, do you believe in climate change? There are some people who doesn't believe in climate change. What can you tell them?
Yes, I do believe in climate change. This is backed up by years and years of research, and we are already, seeing the effects of it in the environment. And to those people who don't believe in climate change, I think they're the people that we need to expose to these areas that are really, evident in the effects of climate change. And
Go ahead.
we can bring them to areas that are experiencing extreme heat that hasn't experienced that before, or extreme cold or extreme weathers, because I
Mhm.
think we cannot just convince people by words or by information, because that will not pierce through their hearts. I think something that will really connect to them and make them feel that climate change is real is exposing them to it.
Doon ako natuwa eh. Doon ako natawa na let them feel it. Let them experience what's really happening, di ba? Bring
Yes.
them to glacier, gano'n. Para makita namin yung mga melting ice, di ba?
Yes, actually.
Well, it's true. It's
Mm,
true. Kidding aside, it's definitely true.
mhm.
Well, it's tough to do that. No,
Of
it's really
course.
tough to do that. But of course, if there's no way, if there's no other option to encourage them or to convince them to believe that climate change is happening right now, so why not? Diba? Natawa ako dun. Yeah. Okay. Can you tell us some more about the effects of climate change, by the way, Amira?
Sure. There are multiple effects of climate change, and I don't think I will be able to, list them down one by one. But one evident effect, of course, is global warming, which is perpetuated by, the non-renewable sources of
That's
the
right.
call it electricity,
Mhm,
and by consumerism, by the landfills that are emitting a lot of toxic gases. And so
mhm.
with global warming, we are melting the glaciers and sea levels are rising. And unfortunately, this is affecting a lot of coastal countries, coastal areas, and that's very alarming because also our temperature already exceeded the Paris Agreement of 1.5 degrees Celsius for the whole planet. And again, that's
Mhm,
something that's very alarming. And so
mm,
with climate change, it's a very dynamic thing.
mm.
And we can see the effects everywhere, from the air quality, noise pollution, from the land quality, water quality. Some fishes are being poisoned. Some fishes have to migrate to other places because they can't live in the conditions they have lived in before. And so this is affecting our resources as well.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Ano nga ba yung sasabihin ko kanina? Actually, I have something in mind a while ago, pero na-disturb ako dito sa tanong. Na-distract ako ng tanong. However, tama nga naman yung sinasabi mo no, na it's really affecting everything. It's really
Mhm.
affecting everything, and we can see already the effects of this climate change everywhere. Actually, yung tawag dito, yung sinasabi nila na ozone layer. Ozone
Yes.
layer is definitely very thin now, and
Mm.
there has been some images of the ozone layers that are showing, diba, how how bad it is already. So yeah, we definitely have to work for that from for our environment.
Yeah.
And there's a follow-up question to that from our viewers. Why is sustainability important for the betterment of the environment?
From the word sustainability itself, we should sustain the things that we acquire from the environment, because that is the only way we can set boundaries with, using the resources around us, and again, sustainably using them so that we don't deplete these resources, we don't vastly affect the ecosystems. Let's say for marine biodiversity, sustainable fishing is really important. Not
Mhm,
fishing in the protected areas, not fishing for the endangered species. Same with
mhm,
farming. We have to use our tools very wisely, use the soil. And so sustainability is incredibly important for the development of not just society but the world, because it will sustain us for the future generations to come.
that's right. Kasi kailangan kasi ma-prevent natin yung pag-produce ng um, products,
Mhm.
especially in the case of papers, 'di
Yes.
ba? So, kapag ka masyadong na maraming napoproduce ng papers, ganyan, definitely there are a lot of trees that are needed as well to
Yeah.
be cut down.
Mhm.
However, when we know how to recycle papers, yung mga, ang tawag doon, yung mga trash na papers, mga scratches, ganyan, definitely we'll be able to prevent the cutting of trees, ganyan.
Mhm.
Unless perhaps na when we cut trees, we plant again. However, it takes time before it
Mhm.
grows. 'Di ba? So, yun ang isipin natin. So, that's
Yeah.
the importance of sustainability actually. Just like what she mentioned, hi, further ano ko lang guys ha. Further explain ko lang guys ha. Tinatagalog ko lang actually. Now, we have another question in here. Okay. It's actually coming from, oh, I think I lost that. Mhm. Here we go. Let me just pull it up in here. Just give me 1 second here. Okay.
Sure.
I do apologize guys kasi na-miss ko yung video. Oo. Na, just one moment in here. Pasensya na, tao lang.
Yes, no problem.
No, that's not reasonable. Here we go. Oops, one moment.
You're reigning Miss Philippines Fire. And my question for Ameera is, how will you push forward with your advocacy if ever you'll be winning Miss Philippines Earth this year?
Oh, one moment. Where's the video? It's not showing. The video is not showing. I do apologize.
It's
Oh, there
fine.
you go. Let me
All right.
play.
Sure.
Hi, this is Shanky Tana Tormes, your reigning Miss Philippines Fire. And my question for Ameera is, how will you push forward with your advocacy if ever you'll be winning Miss Philippines Earth this year?
Yes, there you go. how are you going to push forward your advocacy if you're going to win Miss Earth this year, Miss Philippines Earth this year?
Okay, thanks, Queen Shane, for the question. That was really nice. So I'm going to be able to push forward my advocacy when I win the crown. I'm going to continue doing what I am doing now. And I want
Mhm.
my advocacy to be really holistic and community engaged and community based as well. And so I will be basing my advocacy not just on the needs of the environment itself, but also on the needs of the people because, you know,
Mhm.
the preservation of marine biodiversity also encloses the fisher folk because this is their livelihood. This is where they're
Mhm.
getting, you know, the fishes that we eat here in Atimonan. And so to be able to push forward with this, I will talk to them. I'm actually talking to them already. I am immersing in their communities, asking them what are their needs, what projects are already ongoing, so we can sustain them and we can add more projects that will sustain the marine biodiversity here and also their livelihood. So that's what I want to put,
Mm.
hopefully on a national scale.
Oh, 'di ba?
Yes.
Whew, there you go, guys. Do you have any questions, guys? Parang wala kayong tanong na hindi niyo masasagot. Ay, siya na daw po ang hinahanap ng Miss
Wow.
Philippines sa Earth. Ayan.
Sige po.
Okay. So, let's talk about global warming.
Mhm.
Okay, so in your own perspective or in your own opinion, what has been the effect of global warming today?
So we've mentioned some of these a while ago. One of the most severe effects of global warming is the hole in our ozone layer, and you
Mhm,
know that lets the radiation from the sun get into our world, and so this can increase a lot of illnesses that I think we
mhm,
can see right now. We have increased diseases, increased strains of these different, you know, illnesses like
mhm,
let's say the virus, and also this virus is an effect of, you know, the unsustainable use of, not use but taking care of animals. And so, but going back to global warming, another effect is the warming of the ocean and the death of a lot of ecosystems that exist in the ocean as well, because the
mhm,
ocean is a very very large carbon sink, and that's where most of the heat goes to. But with
mhm,
increasing heat and the melting of the glaciers, some of these ecosystems cannot grow, cannot flourish. Coral bleaching happens, and so the fishes don't have anywhere safe to go. And so we're slowly losing our resources, not only in the ocean, but also in these forests that cannot sustain or cannot hold up to the heat that the world is
mhm.
having right now. So I'll just reiterate, we are losing all of our resources, and that's the biggest effect of global
Global
warming.
warming. Mhm.
Mhm.
In your own opinion, Amira, what's the connection of global warming and climate change? Is there Are they interchangeably or interchangeable, or are they two different issues that we are experiencing?
They are not interchangeable. They're actually two different issues, but they are connected because global warming, if I'm not mistaken, is an effect of climate change. And because, you
Mm-mm.
know, climate change is almost an umbrella term for everything that's happening on our environment with, you know, again, specifically the changing of the climates in
Mhm.
the oceans, in the rainforests, and global warming comes from that because the abnormal heating of our world is under the clause of climate change, and so that is global
Mm-mm. Oh, ayun Laura ha. Nasagot na ang dapat mong itanong.
warming.
So, yes, I definitely agree with you guys. She's doing very well.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so just keep on asking, guys. All right. Ayan si Laura kasi ano yan eh, suki ko every night. So, she knows. She
Thank
knows. Di
you.
ba? Di ba, Laura? All right. So, let's move on to our social issues.
Okay.
Amira. So, I believe that you are very much aware of fake news, right?
Yes. Mhm.
How do you how do you filter out information that you get from online or social media platforms, especially in um, in the cases or in the issues about environmental concerns?
So thankfully, I am privileged to, get the education that I have right now. So I am taught a lot of these ways to research things and to fact check and to double check. But it all boils down really to self responsibility and discipline. To when you see a headline or when you see some news, it's always kind of a follow up for you to check it out in other websites. Is this true?
Mhm.
Is the source reliable? Is this date updated? And so I use that not only for environmental concerns, but a lot of issues in our country as well, because, spreading fake news is really harmful to everyone. And I think that with spreading of fake news and people not learning from it, we will harm other people's reputation, and that's not healthy.
That's right. And marami ng ano yun, marami ng biktima ang fake news. We
Yes.
already have a lot of victims of fake news, guys. So, be responsible and learn how to fact check. Tulad ng
Mhm.
sinabi nga niya. So, it's really very important to be responsible of what you are posting and sharing. Yeah, kasi nga, if you know how to be responsible, if you are really responsible enough on what you are really posting, at least you have that guts or at least intuition if you are posting right or if you
Mhm.
are posting, you know, mga clickbaits lang.
Yes.
Yan. Mm-mm. Correct? Whew, ano pa? Well, sabi ni Paul Jordan Cortez. Hi, Paul Jordan. Thank you once again for viewing, for tuning in tonight. Pag-usapan naman ng about sa Taal. So, ano bang nangyari sa Taal? Just recently exploded, right?
Yes.
Well, ang Taal kasi, ah, let's give it to Ameera. What can you say about the recent explosion of Taal?
It's very saddening, especially now that we're on alert level 2 and Taal is still spurting out sulfur oxide. Actually, when we traveled a while ago to Mount Manahaw, I can actually see the volcanic smog. And, although
Mhm.
it's a natural phenomenon, I think it affects our air quality a lot. And if we
Mm-mm.
had been more responsible with, using more renewable resources, with using less cars and eco-friendly transportation, then I think that this natural phenomenon in Taal wouldn't be that alarming, because it's something natural, it's something that happens, and this volcanic smog shouldn't affect us so much. But now that we have already bad air quality and now it's worsening because of that, I think people should keep safe. Please wear your masks and stay at home, evacuate if you need to.
I think that smog could add pollution, could add
Yes.
more pollution to the air pollution that we already have.
Mm-mm.
So kaya mas nagiging toxic siya, mas nagiging o masama sa ating tawag dito sa ating kalusugan due to the additional tawag dito pollution
Yes.
dun sa ano sa present pollution na meron tayo. So, yeah, that's right, no? Kung magkaroon sana tayo ng mga eco-friendly vehicles. Actually, there are eco-friendly vehicles right now.
Mm.
Pero hindi pa siya ganun ka market marketed, ganun. Tama ba yung term ko?
Opo, tama
Sorry.
po.
Hindi pa sila well marketed kasi eh. So hopefully you'll be able to do some or will be able to parang transition
Yes.
to that
Sana.
kind of level, yeah. Sana talaga ganito sumagot sa recitation. Okay. Ha, bumalik tuloy tayo sa ano ha, sa social environmental issues ha.
Okay.
Okay. What about on the issues of discrimination, especially on the the LGBT community? There's a lot of discrimination on the community. On LGBT community. So, what can you say about this? And yeah, just for that, just for now, that's just my question. Mhm.
Yes. it's heartbreaking, definitely, because they are people too. And the only difference of them from us is that they are not afraid to express the difference in who they love. Because, you know, homosexuals or the LGBTQIA plus community, all of them under that community, has been out for centuries, even before they
Mhm.
even came out to the community. And it saddens me that we treat people differently just because of who they love or how they express themselves. And Pride Month just ended, but that doesn't mean that they stop fighting for their cause. And I think that
Mhm.
we still need to listen to them continuously, and we still need to give them equal rights with us, because I
Mhm.
don't see that right now in society. And I hope one day we can live in a world where the LGBTQIA plus community is not afraid to come out to their families, or where they don't even need to come out because they are normalized and they can
Mhm.
hold hands with their partner, they can dress however they want.
See, that's right. I couldn't agree more with that. No, but if you are to mention um some issues that
Mhm.
LGBT is actually crying for equality, um,
Yeah.
can you just mention at least one or two?
Sure. I've heard some of the issues that they want, or some of the rights they want, actually, is, the union for same-sex marriage. So I
Mhm.
think that's a right that we should give to them. Another thing is that's very prevalent right now is transphobia. The issue whether
Mhm.
the trans people should have a separate bathroom, or should they be able to join, pageants for natural born women. And so
Mhm.
these are things I think we need to address really soon.
Mhm. Okay, so you just mentioned about them
Mhm.
joining the traditional pageants, right?
Yeah.
If you were to compete with, if you were to compete in a pageant where they allowed trans women, how would you take that as a candidate?
That would be completely fine with me, because, by
Mhm.
definition, trans women are women. And so
Mhm.
this is a pageant for women. And I don't think womanhood is defined by, what's between our legs or what our sexuality is.
Mhm.
It's a pageant is a celebration of our stories, is a celebration of the culture we bring, of our advocacies. And so trans women joining pageants with me would be completely fine, because they are women and they are valid.
That's right. Okay. Lahat daw ng sagot lahat daw ng tanong nasasagot ng maayos, Laura, ha? Trans women are women. Yeah. Happy Pride Month last
Yes.
month. It's already July 1. So happy
Mhm.
Pride Month, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, so what else do you wanna ask, guys? I think we've already asked a lot.
Mhm.
However, there are still more questions in here.
Okay.
Okay. There's another question coming from Nathan.
If there is anything that you wish to change in the beauty pageant system, what would it be and why?
All right. Anything you wanted to change from beauty pageant system?
That's actually a really hard question to answer, but I think one thing that I would change if given the chance in a beauty pageant system is, to really check the women's advocacies. Because,
Mhm.
as sad as it sounds, some women don't put the heart in their advocacies and are in it for the glory. Although
Mhm.
not all of them, there are probably just a few numbers out of, let's say, 30 to 60 women. But I think pageants need to focus more on what is being done for the advocacy. Is there really changes being done in the community? Are they really reaching out to people, or are they just doing it for the pageant itself? And so I'm
Mhm.
really happy that Miss Philippines Earth is, we have the intelligence round to really check on the women's advocacy and the eco activities. And so I think a lot of pageants should have more areas for the women to shine their advocacy.
Actually, I agree on that, and that's what I love with Miss
Yeah.
Earth in general, because they really push this advocacy to be done.
Yes.
It's really a kind of call to everyone.
Yes.
to somehow look at what we have done to the
Mhm.
environment.
Yes.
'Di ba? And yeah, you are actually correct, no? Pageant organizations should really look into the solidity of
Yes.
the advocacy kasi other other candidates are just doing it for the sake of saying they have advocacy.
Yes.
Mhm. And the depth of the advocacy, how would it affect, 'di ba? Kasi
Mm.
paulit-ulit na lang tayo eh.
Yes.
Joke. Magagalit to. mm. All right. There's another question from our viewers. I want to know your stand about disaster resilience, a preparation for disaster to lessen the impact on the economy. And disaster management as well, the way our government handle when disaster happened.
Okay, so of course, I am for, pushing for disaster resilience and disaster management. And we do have departments in the Philippines for that. Although, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think we are doing a really great job at mitigating the risks of disasters and preparing citizens for the disasters. And this
Mm-hmm.
is an aspect to work on, because as we see, when we have calamities, it seems as though we're always not ready for it. And there
Mm-mm-mm.
unfortunately there are still a lot of deaths happening, and evacuations even during the flood. And so
Mm-hmm.
this is something we can work on, although I am proud to say that we do have these departments present for us.
Mm-hmm. So I think education or educating people on how to do well. So that's still part of education, no?
Yes.
And proper dissemination of information as well.
Yes,
So
exactly.
tama. 'Di ba? Kaya kailangan siguro idaan siya per sector para
Mhm.
mapaano siya para ma-solidify yung disaster resilience and management natin.
Yes.
Okay, so we have some guys in here who wants to ask something.
Mhm.
Okay, here you go.
Ate Ameera, anong programang may tutulong mo sa amin bilang anak ng mangingisda?
Ano raw ang programang may tutulong mo sa kanilang mga anak ng mga mangingisda? Did I hear it correct?
Yes, I think so. For the children of the fisher folk, actually, when I had my interview in, the place of the fisher folks here in Atimonan, in Caridad, I asked them about their dreams, and someone really struck me. She's Rian, she's 13 years old, and she told me she wanted to be a doctor while she was making paing for the fishermen. And so one of the projects that I think we can push through, and that is already ongoing, is the project of Atimonan, the scholarship for the sons and daughters of the fisher folk here in Atimonan. So the scholarship works like the fishermen will be given a trust fund so that at least one of their children can go to college and really follow the course of their dreams, and hopefully change that cycle of all of their family members being fisher folk. And so that's one of the projects I'm proud that Atimonan has, and I think can really help the sons and daughters of the fisher folk.
Wow, that's really very impressive for your
It is.
for your municipality. I hope that everyone could also have that same program, 'di ba?
Yeah,
It will really bring a lot of changes
it's yeah.
to every family, or especially to the society,
Yeah.
once we could be able to have that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Who I know that this is one of it's not really a cliche, but medyo mahirap tong sagutin.
Mhm.
Medyo mahirap ng sagutin. Asa na yon? Ito. There you go. Is COVID-19 good for the environment?
Yes, I agree. It's a hard question.
Mm-mm.
So, COVID-19, I think we can break it down into some aspects. We can't really say it's 100% good for the environment,
Mhm.
but in some aspects it's bad, because first and foremost, it helps that we lessen our carbon emissions. Less cars are going out, less mass transportation, less people going to eco tourist spots and making a mess. But I think we kind of turned that into using one single-use plastic, single-use mask, PPEs, and so it's like we're just in a cycle. It's like we're changing something, but we're not really changing anything. So in that sense, I think COVID-19 is actually not good for the environment because unless we actually find ways to lessen our single-use items, then I think in that way we can say COVID-19 is good for the environment because there are significant changes, but not enough.
I think the change that really happened is adoption
Yes.
to the situation that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So, parang ganun lang siya eh. Nag-adapt tayo sa present situation, pero yung carbon emission natin nandun pa rin.
Yes.
'Di ba? 'Di ba? So, pareho lang, parang walang nangyari, walang pinagbago, walang naitulong pa rin sa environment per se, 'di
Mm-mm.
ba? Whew. Let's go to some lighter questions. Okay. All right. So, here we go.
Ate Ameera, ano po ang mapapayo niyo sa akin bilang nangangarap na maging katulad niyo po?
Alright. Gusto niyo maging beauty queen. So, anong may papayo mo sa batang gustong maging beauty queen in the future?
Yeah, that was super cute. I didn't expect that. But for aspiring beauty queens out there, just go for it. Take the first step. It may be scary. You may feel like you don't have the right support right now, but trust me, when you're there, you will feel like you're already a winner. And another tip I can give you is to find the heart in it. Find something that you're really passionate about and that you can advocate for all of your pageant journeys because that will be the source of your strength.
Mhm. So, and at the same time as well, put a heart on what you are doing.
Yes.
Yes. As aspiring beauty queen, put a heart on it, put a heart on your dream and work on it. So, habang bata ka pa, ganyan, try to train yourself on how to do pasarela properly and of course, study harder.
Mm-mm.
Get yourself informed so that hindi
Yes.
ka nganga, ganon. Yun yung pinaka-importante, iha. No? Habang bata, mag-aral. Ganon. Ayun. Regarding environmental issues, who do you think contributes more to the problem? Industries or consumers?
This is actually a really hard question, but in my point of view, I think it's more on the industries because although, there are some products that don't even have that much of a demand, but the supply is there. And aside from that, even though we consumers contribute to that a little bit since we keep on purchasing products, I think still it's on the industries because they choose the processes of how they will create that product. So they can choose whether they can collect their product sustainably, if their materials are plastic, if their factories emit pollution. So I think they are actually the biggest contributors to the effects of climate change right now.
Tama. Kasi sila yung sila yung bigger influence talaga eh. 'Di
Yes.
ba? Ayun, sabi ni Laura, she's very curious of the flowers on your background. Are they real?
No, they're not. But we have been using this for years na. So it's very nice din, di ba?
Recyclable. Ayan. Sabi ni Mark Shaw, bakit pinagbabawal na magpagamit ng plastic sa mga malls? Mark Shaw.
Yes, I think pinagbabawal siya because we are taking that step towards lessening our use for plastic, and
That's
that's very,
right.
especially for industries as big as malls where hundreds, thousands of people go there every day and they sell thousands of products as well. So I think yun nga yung reason, kailangan lang natin mag-cut down ng ginagawa natin sa environment. And
Mhm.
I hope all of the malls here in the Philippines can follow that initiative.
That's right. And yun na nga, Mark Xiao, yung eco bag, ang tinatawag na sustainable material. Kasi nga, you are reusing it. So, hindi mo dapat tinatapon yung mga eco bag mo kasi you'll be using that for the next groceries, marketing, ganyan. Right? Mm. Yan. So nakatipid ka rin Mark Xiao sa ano din sa tawag doon sa pera, 'di
Mm-mm.
ba? Gagamit sa pagbabalot ng mga groceries namin. Yeah, ganun talaga siya no Mark Xiao. Yung mga ibang nga ano na paper bags.
Mm-mm.
Yung brown na paper bags.
Yes.
If truly humans are intelligent and not simply controlled by their genes, like most other animals, why they can't do anything about overpopulation?
Okay, so I don't think we can hold this against all humans. Even though we are intelligent, we don't have the platform. Normal people like us don't have the platform to launch for causes like overpopulation. So there are two ways we can look at this. First and foremost, of course, the people in power. They have the budget, they have the reach to solve overpopulation, and one thing to do that, of course, is through education, educating the people. We cannot be intelligent without the right education. And I think that's why we have overpopulation in the world, because we don't reach these especially low income families who are the biggest contributors to overpopulation. We need to reach people like them. We need to have sex education and all of things like that so that we can solve overpopulation.
Proper education is a must, actually, Kevin. And intelligence-wise, Kevin, we have multiple intelligence at this time. And try to look at the number of population that we have, not as overpopulation, but as manpower. Actually, actually, Philippines has the best manpower as of present due to number of people that we have. So
Mhm.
malaking tulong sila sa economy,
Yes.
right? And hindi pa overpopulated ang Philippines, ha. At Timonan pa lang ang dami-daming places diyan na pwedeng ano, 'di ba? Napakalawak pa ng Atimonan.
Uh-uh.
It's just in the urban areas that they're
Mhm.
calling overpopulation dahil sa mga informal settlers.
Uh-uh.
All right? So just simple clarification to that, we are not overpopulated. Nagalit daw. Alright. Hindi sila tumitigil magtanong. Ano ba? What is the role of the youth towards the future development of our country? I think we've already answered this a while back,
Yes.
Henry. So let's pass na Henry for this question. Okay? Thank you. Mhm. Huh. Ano
Mhm.
ba? Ayan, may mga ano na lang dito. Alright, here's another question from Aubrey May Cabuso. Given that the Philippines is highly vulnerable to climate change impacts, what should the country prioritize to combat climate change? Adaptation or mitigation? Wow.
I think we can actually use both adaptation and mitigation. First and foremost, because we are already cultivating the effects of climate change. So we need to adapt to that in order to mitigate the effects of it. So, if we adapt properly to what's, already happening in our environment, then we can actually create solutions, we can create programs and projects to mitigate further, worsening of climate change, not just here in the Philippines, but, in other countries as well.
Wow. Nagdurugo na daw ang kanyang ilong. Alright, here's another question from Paul Jordan Cortez. Ano masasabi mo sa parcel na ginagamit sa mga online shop? It is made in plastic, right? Yes. What recommendation or recommendations would you like to give?
Yes, that's actually one of the most pressing issues now kasi syempre ang daming Shopee sales, ang daming nag-order sa Lazada ngayon lalo online. And one thing I can recommend is for these not industries but for these individual sellers to find more sustainable options aside from plastic and bubble wrap. And people are already creating compostable boxes. And so I
Mhm.
hope we can put that into production here in the Philippines para magamit na siya ng lahat at hindi na tayo gumamit ng plastic.
And at the same time as well, yung mga ano din, yung mga shoppers din should be responsible of
Yes.
disposing properly or of reusing those plastics as well
Mhm.
properly. Right? So, kung kailangang i-recycle siya to another product or gamit, ganyan. So, why not, guys?
Yes.
'Diba? Kung minsan yung mga bubble wrap pwede pa yang gamitin sa ano sa kunyari pag bubble kapag ka nagpadala ka rin ganyan.
Mhm.
Sorry. Pagka nagpadala ka rin, so you can make use of that. Mhm. Tama ka diyan, Mars. Buti na lang di ako addict sa ad cart.
Buti naman.
Okay, so we have another young lady in here asking for advice.
Hi, good day everyone. This is Alana V. Mirasol, 19, a print and ramp model from Sariaya, Quezon. And now that I'm an official candidate of Binibining Sariaya in 2021, I just want to hear some piece of advice from the pride of Quezon province, Miss Earth Atimonan Quezon, Queen Ameera.
All right, pieces of advice that you can give him as she is also competing for Binibining Sariaya.
Yes. So first of all, Alona, congratulations for being an official candidate. And now that you're a candidate, some advice I can give you is, to stay updated on what's happening right now,
Mm-hmm.
be knowledgeable on the issues because you never know what could be asked, and be yourself, enjoy the competition because the judges are not finding just a spokesperson or just someone who is beautiful. The judges are finding someone who is herself and is able to reach people at the same time. And so, best of luck to you. Just enjoy the competition. I'm sure you will get the crown.
All right, so once again, Iha, just be yourself, just be true
Mhm.
to yourself, and enjoy the pageant. All right,
Mhm.
compete with enjoyment and excitement.
Yes.
Mm, yeah. Okay, this must be the last question that we could ask. So, Black from Nad Rivera. Thank you once again, Nad, for tuning in. Okay, Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, and Me Too are all active and relevant movement in the society right now. So, which other movement would you like to create and champion during your year? Oh, panalo to ah.
Yes, I like this question. So aside from, those movements that are mentioned, something I want to launch specifically here in the Philippines is I don't have a fancy slogan for it yet, but Morena is beautiful. There is a lot of colorism here in the Philippines wherein, admittedly or not, a lot of people favor fair skin girls. A lot of our commercials, cater to bleaching their skin. They encourage young girls to bleach their skin. And so I know a lot of Morena people here, with their natural, beautiful skin tone who want to do gluta or to whiten their skin just because they want to adhere to the beauty standard that we have right now. And I just want this movement to show them that beauty is subjective and whatever skin color they have, they could be comfortable in it and they are beautiful, and that these commercials are just telling them lies. They are beautiful whether they are fair skinned or not.
I think the reason why advertisers are looking for fair skin basically
Mm-hmm.
because Filipinos have these values of white is beautiful. So sana we will be able to transcend from that, just like what you have
Mm-hmm.
mentioned earlier, and we'll be able as well to recognize and look at the beauty of other colors.
Yes.
Ayan. Oh, so Amira, we've been talking about so many things already. Can you tell us more about your advocacy? Like something interesting about your advocacy. What is it about environmental biodiversity?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I think this is very critical or somehow very parang complicated, if I may say.
Yeah. Okay, so I advocate for the preservation of marine biodiversity. So one interesting thing actually that also inspired me to go through with this advocacy is that the biggest logo shaped artificial coral reef in the world, it is in the Guinness Book of World Records, is here in Atimonan, Quezon. And
Oh.
I was able to visit that artificial reef, and real coral reefs are growing there. There are a lot of, angel fishes, different types of, even baby jellyfish are there. And so I can see that projects like that make a change. But what makes my advocacy different is that I want to engage the community. So I found out that that reef, that artificial coral reef, which is 2 stories high, was created by the fishermen here in Atimonan in the span of, if I'm not mistaken, 2 to 3 years without the help of any architect or engineer. They were just given the materials and the basic lessons for this initiative they wanted to launch. And then they were able to create another Quezon protected area here in Atimonan. And so through them, I was able to see that, people are not knowledgeable about these environmental issues. They actually take initiative. I think my part here is to see their initiatives, to take it on a bigger project, to sustain their project and to launch more projects for them. And so with community engagement, we can not only protect the marine biodiversity, but we can also encourage others to protect them as well because they are getting something in return, and that is our fishery and their livelihood.
See, I was really supposed to ask what can this uh artificial coral reefs could help, but you've already answered it. So, wala na, tapos na. Nga na ako. Well, if you're trying to bring this to a bigger um to a bigger scope, ako na lang, no? So, in which place do you want to somehow put or build another artificial coral reef, if I may ask?
Hopefully in those areas that, the base in urban cities, let us say, where ecosystems cannot thrive. Hopefully in base in Manila, in places
Mhm.
like that, so that we can have protected areas. And it can also be a tourist spot that can teach people how important these marine life are to the cleaning of the marine bay, to our tourism, to our economy, so that they can learn to take care of it as well.
So that means you wanted to bring this to Manila Bay.
Yes, hopefully.
'Di ba? No, that's right actually, no? Kasi
Mm-mm.
it can definitely help the
Mhm.
biodiversity in Manila Bay to somehow
Mhm.
get preserved and get cleaned up, 'di ba?
Yes. Mm-mm.
Ayun. Huh. What can you say about those just like what they did in Marikina River back then? Are you familiar with that? That
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, that they put janitor fish in it just to preserve just somehow to clean the supposedly the river.
Mhm.
However, the janitor fish became pest in the biodiversity. So
Mhm. So
what's your
I
opinion
think
about that? Hmm.
Yeah, I think with cases like this, we need to research thoroughly first if
Hmm.
this ecosystem, like let's say the Marikina River, is safe for these janitor fishes to flourish and not become pests if they can create, a healthy ecosystem there. Because ayun nga, if we are not, researching thoroughly enough, if we are not taking to account the place, because these programs should not be one size fits all,
Hmm.
then we will only, degrade these environmental places further.
That's right. Oh my God. Tapos na ang laban. Okay. So let's move to our next segment. I
Okay.
hope this will really work, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hi, friend Roy. Hello. Thank you for watching once again, Roy. Okay, all the way from Papua New Guinea. Thank you so much.
Uh,
All right. So here you go. Can you see it?
it's still loading on my end. Oh yeah, I can see it now.
All right. So as far as I can see is we have 5 crowns in here. That includes already the this include already the Miss Philippines Earth crown, right?
Yes.
So all you have to do is choose at least 3 of these crowns, and each of these crown has a, corresponding videos that you can see that
Okay.
you can make a react that you can make a comment or some reactions.
Okay.
Okay, are we good with that?
Yes.
All right then. So let's start with your first pick.
Okay. My first pick is the Miss Philippines Earth Crown.
Perfect. This one, right?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Here you go. Oops, sorry. All right, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fire.
Mm-hmm.
Any comment on that?
Oh yeah, that
Or
that
what can you say about that?
situation that situation is very alarming actually because it's not only the fires that injured the people, but also I saw that an oil spill was mentioned, which is
Mhm,
probably one of the reasons why the fire even started in the first place. And
mhm.
these oil spills, we can already see from the video how it affected these coastal areas that live near the waters. It caused deaths, and it will definitely cause death in the marine life also, in whatever body of water that is. And so I hope we can be more responsible and hold these cargo ships more accountable for, shipping these oils to and fro their places, because they can affect not only the people but the environment vastly as well.
That's right. So responsibility is a must
Mhm.
talaga.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for that. For the next crown, please.
Miss Philippines Earth Fire.
Fire.
Yes.
Oops, I'm sorry. All right, there you go. Smog.
Yes.
So it's from this was actually taken during pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
during the first 3 months of pandemic. So there was a clear air during that time, and it was compared after which.
Yes. So this is a nice scene to see that, during our lockdown, the skies in Metro Manila actually cleared. And because I mentioned this a while ago, that we lessened our carbon emissions because we aren't using transportation to go out. And, I hope that even the lockdown ends and this pandemic ends, we can still keep up using, not going out if we don't need to, using more mass transportation so we can lessen the use of personal cars, and so we can advocate for more eco-friendly transportation, so we can, keep this beautiful skyline of Manila, and hopefully for the whole Philippines, so we can appreciate nature more.
Perfect. Diba? Ano pa
Yes.
ba? For the last pick, girl,
Okay, Miss Philippines Earth Water.
water. Mhm. There you go. Flood in España. And I believe you are very much aware of this and you've
Yes.
experienced this.
Yes, thankfully to not that extent. I wasn't in UST when it flooded, that high. But it
Mhm,
is saddening to see that, floods are normal now in the Philippines. And I think this goes back to, our irresponsibility when it comes to, cutting down of trees and also proper trash disposal. I don't think we can
mhm,
put the blame on poor drainage only because, this is obviously not just caused by poor drainage, but by people throwing the trash on the streets.
mhm.
That's why they accumulated. And so one lesson we can take from this is accountability and responsibility once again, because we have
That's
to
right.
hold industries accountable for cutting down these trees without replacing them and nurturing them.
Mhm,
And we have to hold ourselves accountable and responsible for not throwing trashes in their proper place, even though trash bins are,
mhm,
flourishes around Manila.
that's right. So it's really need to, yeah, responsibility is really a must for everyone in order for us to be able to get proper, you know, well, good environment.
Yeah.
So much to say, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right. So there you go. How did you find that?
Oh, that was fun. I didn't expect the video, so medyo kinabahan ako. Pero carry naman.
Ayun. So, someone's asking,
Mhm.
what is her beauty camp po ba? So, I think she's from Kagandahang Flores, and for her
Yes.
Q&A, I think her Q&A coach is Sir Nathan. Tama?
Sir Nathan Season and Tito Jerome Balute. And
There
Kuya
you
Nick
go.
Latin.
Diba?
Yes.
Ang dami, no? Mhm. Hello there, Roy. Roy is a good friend of mine.
Hello po.
She is very supportive all the way from Papua New Guinea. All right. So thank you so much for the time, Amira. I think we've talked more than an hour.
Yeah.
So I think 1 hour and 30 minutes. So that's too much. I took too much of your time instead of you resting for
Okay.
tonight. So thank you so much for this. And of
Thank
course,
you.
thank you so much to your team
Yes.
who have been very helpful to me as well. Okay. And should I forget Shane Tormes, who actually led me to this, who facilitated me to have this. Thank you so much, um, Shane. All right. Best conversation so far. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Mhm. All right. So, Amira, it's your time to give a message to anyone, to send any greetings or any somehow would you like to thank. All right. And it's also time for you to, or you may take this opportunity as well to um, promote your project or any of your social media platforms that anyone could definitely follow you.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I would like to thank LGU Atimonan, headed by our visionary mayor, Mayor Ticoy Mendoza. Thank you so much to our Vice Mayor Zenaida Veranga, to Congresswoman Helen Tan, to Mayora Aida Mendoza, to SB Atimonan, to Prio Tourism and staff, who is my team right now, to my family, to my supporters, to all the designers, Quezonian designers who are helping me right now. We have Asina Barreto, we have Chico Estiva, we have Richard Roque, Richard Lupango, Tito Gary Roses, Tito Jojo Alidio, and Tito Roy Aquino as well. Thank you so much for helping me out with all of my gowns, Sofia Alcantara as well. And I hope you continue to support me. Everyone who's watching right now, thank you for staying with us for 1 hour and 30 minutes. I hope you like the page of Pageant Mag Philippines as well. And please continue supporting me in our upcoming events. On July 3, we have our pre-pageant long gown. July 4, we have our beauty of face. July 5, we will present our eco videos. And then we will have our intelligence round mid-July, cultural costume July 24, and our upcoming coronation night. So abangan niyo po yan. You can follow me on my social media, Ameera Almamari on Facebook, and EYA.SLMN on Instagram.
All right. Thank you so much, Ameera, for that. Okay. Thank you as
Yes.
well to all our viewers who have really stayed with us for this long. And,
Mhm.
we have 74 million viewers. Joke. Right? Hindi, ang dami kanina eh. So, ayan, bumaba lang siya. Anyway, thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you for interacting with us, guys. And hopefully,
Yes.
you will continue to support us as well. To continue to
Mhm.
support Pageant Mag Philippines live sessions every night. Every night
Mhm.
talaga. So, tomorrow we'll have another guest. But guess who? And that's the one thing that you should know by tomorrow. All right. So thank you so much to Miss Philippines Earth Organization, to Carousel, to Ma'am Lorraine Shub, to Ma'am Mylene Misolas. Thank you so much. All right. So Amira,
Yes.
the live session does not end there.
Yes.
Okay. So I also have some people in here who wants to send their well wishes for you. All
Wow.
right. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here you go.
Hi Maring Ameera! This is your Maring Sheila, ang mutya ng Atimonan 2021. Lagi kong tatandaan na nandito lang ako. Kami ang Queens of Patimonan na nakasuporta sa iyo at super proud sa ipinapakita mong galing sa Miss Philippines Earth 2021. Congratulations in advance, kumari namin kamukha ni Mama Mary.
Hello, Ameera. First of all, I want to say that I'm very proud of you, of what you have become today. Your perseverance, elegance, as well as your sincere kindness indeed highlighted the wholeness of your beauty. We're all glad to see you grow and grow from our very sweet and caring co-candidate in Mutya ng Atimonan to a strong and undeniably confident lady you are now. Always remember that we're all proud of you and we will always support you in every journey that you will take. Advance congratulations, and I know you can do this, so fighting.
Hi Amira, this is Henry from Bukidnon. I wish you good luck for your upcoming competition at Miss Earth Philippines 2021. Just stay true to yourself and always slay the runway.
Hello, Ameera Almamari, Earth Warrior from Atimonan, Quezon. This is Sheena May de Parbañez, your Miss Lamerle Philippines 2021. I would like to wish you good luck on your Miss Philippines Earth stint. I have witnessed hundreds of your dedication in putting your heart to what you really is doing. And of course, protecting Mother Earth. Continue to shine and just enjoy the competition. You have my support, Queen. Just break a leg because you're one step closer to your crown.
Hi Ameera, I would like to thank you for always giving your best in representing Atimonan for this year's Miss Philippines Earth. Maasahan mo ang suporta namin kasama ang aking pamilya. Congratulations!
Wow, Ameera! Lubos kaming nagpapasalamat at patuloy na nagagalak at natutuwa. Lalo na't pinagmamalaki ka namin ang ating angkan, ang Manalo Ballesteros clan, at ganun din ang mga Pononians sa iyong mga ipinapakitang magandang feedback para sa paglaban mo sa Miss Philippines Earth 2021. Hindi ako nagsisi na kinuha kita maging representative ng Barangay Ponon, at ito naman ay nagawa mo na nakuha ang corona para sa Mutya ng Atimonan 2020, at ngayon dito na sa Miss Philippines Earth 2021 na nagre-represent ka ng ating bayan ng Atimonan at nalawigan ng Quezon. At alam ko, ako'y naniniwala at malaki ang aking paniniwala na kayang-kaya mo ito sapagkat ikaw ay may puso na kandidata para sa kalikasan ng bayan ng Atimonan. Alam ko ang advokasya mo ay ang pangangalaga sa kalikasang dagat na kung saan mayaman ang ating bayan ng Atimonan. Kaya naman ako'y natutuwa at nagpapasalamat sa LGU sa patuloy na pagsuporta walang sawang pagsuporta sa iyo ng ating butihing Mayor, Engineer Rustico U. Mendoza, ganun din ang Sangguniang Bayan, headed by Vice Mayor Tita Nida Veranga, at lalo tigit ang ating minamahal na Congresswoman Dr. Helen Tan, at hindi rin matatawaran ang kasipagan, sakripisyo at pagmamahal sa kanilang mga ginagawa ang iyong team at timonan. Alam ko kung gaano sila naghihirap, pagod para lamang may magawa ang magagandang eco-activities na ginagawa mo na ikaw naman mismo ay lubos ng sisihan sa iyong mga ginagawa. Kaya alam ko, malayong mararating mo. Ako'y patuloy na nakasuporta sa iyo sa abot ng aking makakaya, ang buong pamilya. Patuloy kang ipinagmamalaki na ikaw ay dugong at timunanin na nagmula sa Barangay Ponon. Congratulations! Good luck sa iyong laban na ito at kami patuloy ni mananalangin para sa tagumpay at makuha mo ang korona ng Miss Philippine Earth 2021. Good luck and God bless.
Hello Ameera, this is Sir Michael from the Crowns of Quezon. Well, I would like to know that we are always at your back. I know that you're not going to raise the flag of Atimonan Quezon, but you're going to raise the flag of Quezon Province in the upcoming pageant of Miss Philippines Earth. Just continue learning. I know that you have exerted so much effort, especially in pursuing your advocacy. We are always here to support you. Marami pa tayong pasabog in the near future. Thank you for always making us proud. I know that it's a pressure. I know that you're a bit pressured, especially succeeding our Miss Philippines Earth Fire 2020 Shane Quintana Tormes. But sabi mo nga dun sa interview mo na you have different personalities, you have different abilities na pwedeng yung ipakita dito sa pageant na ito, and you're not looking at it as a pressure but as a challenge for you to do better. Yun lang, and good luck sa iyong MPE journey and stay safe.
Hi ate, I may not be the perfect brother but I still love and support you 1000%. We all believe in you and I'm sure that you will be the next Miss Earth Philippines 2021. You can do it, just believe in yourself. And just remember that you're a smart and beautiful woman. And we're all here to support you.
Hi, this is Shane Quintana Tormes, your reigning Miss Philippines Fire.
Oh,
and my
fault
question
ko.
for Ameera is, how will you
Ba't
push
napunta
forward
rito?
with your advocacy if ever you'll be winning Miss Philippines Earth this year?
Sorry, Ameera.
Hi Ameera, thank you for accepting the challenge of representing and promoting our town in the national pageant, specifically the Miss Philippines Earth. We are so proud of you and I hope that you are enjoying your journey and we are with you in your journey. Always remember that the local government of Atimonan will support you all the way. Ipagmalaki mong Atimonanin ka.
All right, there you go.
Wow, I have no words. Thank you so much, Sir Francois, for all of the effort. You really made my night. Thank you.
Ito ba?
Yes.
You're welcome. Uy, pasensya, doon ko pala nalagay si si Shay.
Okay lang po.
It was my fault, yon. Kaya pala hinahanap ko kanina, hindi ko mahanap kasi nandun pala sa isang compilation. Right. Anyway, thank you so much once again to you, Ameera. I have a private message to you.
Okay.
And as well, thank you to your team who have actually helped me to have to gather all those videos para may present ako dito sa iyo. So, thank you as well to all our viewers for tonight. Thank you for making it very interactive once again, just as always. And what else should I say? Team Atimonan, thank you so much. All right.
Yeah.
Have a great day, guys. And thank you once again. I hope to see you once again tomorrow night at same time 8 p.m. All right. Have a great night rather. Have a great night everyone and God bless you all. Bye.